Ukraine. There has been no oversight with this. It was a basically lawless Biden administration that was printing money and sending it over. There is no oversight to this.
Well, again, Rob, hang on, but again, Zelensky, hang on. Yeah. Zelensky made it very clear to me that it has all been audited, and he's very happy for anyone who wants to do another audit of it to come forward and do that. So let's be clear, that as I think Mesa made a very good point there is a lot of bullshit swirling around about this war. A lot of figures are not the correct figures. Let me bring in Vinny. I want to bring in the other guests. Hang on, Rob. I'll come back to you. Got plenty of time. Sure. I want to bring in Vinny. Vinny's been waiting unusually patiently, Vinny, I have to say. So congratulations on your rare outburst of patience. Vinny, I want to play a clip to you, and I want to see how comfortable you feel when you hear the words of Russia's foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov. Let's listen to him.
Trump, он прагматик. Вот это его лозунг.
Trump, he's a pragmatist. His slogan is common sense, of course.
By the way, isn't it amazing that the Republicans campaigned on common sense? That should tell you guys that we were in a really bad spot where we need a president to campaign on bringing common sense back to politics. Incredible.
And everybody already sees that. A shift to a different way of doing things.
Переход к другому способу ведения дел, но цель все равно.
But the goal is still MAGA.
Make America great again.
Make America great again. He's got a new cap now. Everything that Trump promised, he did. You see, this gives politics a lively human character.
Живой характер.
Now, Vinny, what's your response?
What's wrong with that? It's true. Before Vinny goes, I mean,
never mind.
What's
You're
wrong with that?
Friend.
He's right. Trump is the pragmatist. You want to know why, guys? Because Russia's a fucking nuclear superpower. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Right? John F. Kennedy, rest in peace to him, was trying to strike a deal with the Russians to denuclearize, right? With Khrushchev, if I'm not mistaken. And they called him a communist for that. Oh, that's another reason why they wanted him gone, by the way. It was because he was in talks with the Russians to try to bring about world peace. He didn't like nuclear weapons. He tried to take them from Israel. Another reason why they wanted his ass gone. Okay? And I explained this in one of the clips when I was on Brad Lee, why they wanted him gone in the Israeli lobby. But Trump is a pragmatist and understands that having this proxy war not only costs us money, but innocent people are dying. Soldiers are dying on both sides for no reason. And quite frankly, we can't win. We can't win. So it doesn't make sense to continue funding a war that we're not going to win against a nuclear superpower. Makes zero fucking sense. A lot of you guys have been complaining about inflation and the price of food. Are you guys aware of the fact that Ukraine makes a majority of the fucking bread? They call it the breadbasket of Europe, by the way, in Europe. And this conflict has directly affected farmers' ability to farm and cultivate grain to create said bread. So what that ends up doing is that creates choke points in other places in the world, and that increases the price of food. If you guys pay attention, food prices actually started going up at the beginning of this conflict, and they've kind of stayed there. Because what ends up happening is, when demand goes up, so does prices. Simple. If Ukraine can't manufacture as much bread as it used to prior to wartime, that creates a bottleneck. That bottleneck is felt in other industries, and what ends up happening is the price goes up because there's simply not as much of an abundance of the product. Very simple economics, 1 + 1 = 2. But for some odd reason, we never talk about how this conflict has actually affected the price of food. The Democrats will sit there and obfuscate and be like, oh yeah, the inflation is crazy, right? And it's getting even worse with Trump and the tariffs. But what they don't talk about is the price of food started to go up significantly in 2022. And no one ever talks about this. I'm like one of the few people that's talked about how Ukraine having an active conflict has hurt their ability to farm and continue to be the breadbasket of Europe. And that has increased the prices of goods because we live in a globalized world now where free trade is a thing. So if something happens somewhere it's going to affect everyone else in other places. Whatever. But yeah, man, absolutely nuts. But let's see what he's got to say. Trump is a pragmatist, and that's good. He understands that Russia's a world superpower, and this is an unwinnable war that's costing us a lot of fucking money.
To that.
I love, hey, guess what? Common sense, Piers. The guy sounds like he's making some sense. Opposed to Joe Biden, because Piers, let me, and first of all, thank you for your service, Rob. I love you to death. And for the other gentleman, anybody that's served in our country, I'm a veteran as well. But let's get back to brass tacks. But this is all because of this last.
Atmandek tipped $100. Mod appointment, please. Thanks in advance.
We ain't going nowhere. They literally just put on a thing. They're smoking the fucking building. Oh well. I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. This is my home.
What the hell?
Now they're saying it in Spanish. Oh well, chat. Niggas say to evacuate. I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. This is my home. They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here. As the Russians would say, if he dies, he dies.
Administration, and there's a contrast. Joe Biden was a doormat, weak, spineless, and everybody, including Ukraine, including everybody, walked all over us. Okay. Besides Trump is a matador. Okay, he's strong and he's America first, and he doesn't play no games. And you know what, Piers? Just really fast, I want to get to why, and I actually took notes. Piers, why?
Shout out to HV Mondek, $100. Appreciate you, my friend. He says, mod appointment, please. Thanks in advance. All right, I got you, bro. On where though? On YouTube or on Rumble? Comment in here and I'll find you and I'll give you a wrench.
Why is all this happening? Why are we where we are? NATO, why was NATO trying to expand the border when they promised not to all the way to Russia's border? Okay, why did Joe Biden
Yeah, I would argue though, Vinny, that Trump right now is Israel first.
Invite Russia, and you guys can look at the clip, he invited them to do a minor incursion. He basically invited them to attack Ukraine. He said that to Putin. And you know what? And now, $350 million. You guys can fact check the numbers. I'm an American, okay, and I'm a veteran as well. I don't want $1, here's one, going to any country when we have United States veterans. Me and Rob are the fortunate ones that are dying in the streets, that are homeless. I go to VAs, of veteran hospitals. Piers, it will make you cry, the type of service that my brothers and sisters go through, that served and fought and are dying for this freaking country, right? And how many people have died in this pointless freaking war? Because you know what? Up here's this whole why. War is a racket, okay? All of this is just all about the money. And I want to know, what's the goal, Piers? Why are these people, these warmongers, they don't give a shit about Ukraine. They're just trying to mess with Putin because they want war with Putin. You know why? Which country has the most natural resources and minerals on the planet, Piers? You want to take a guess? Take a wild guess.
Where's Russia?
Russia, $75 trillion. It's all about the money. None of these people give a shit about the Ukrainian soldiers. Piers, zero. And you guys want to talk about freedom? What's the conscription that's happening in Ukraine? I've seen the videos. They run up to men, sons, fathers, uncles. They grab them out of the street. They throw them in vans and they put them in the front lines. Who's the dictator, Piers? That's a dictator. Okay?
All right.
And I'm not taking sides with Putin.
Okay.
Two things, Piers, can exist at the same time.
Quickly, Vinny.
Putin's a bad guy, but this war is bullshit.
Okay. Bacho, I'll come to you in 1 second. I just want Kira to respond to what Vinny just said.
I guess I'm cooking so hard that I set the fire on this fucking bitch. KG Furrow says 6 million Sentinels will die in this fire. I hope not. Yeah, guys, hold on 1 sec. Let me, oh, shit. Yo, VMon, HV deck, bro, shoot me a, because I don't see you here, bro, in the thing. I'm trying to give you a wrench here. But are you on Rumble or are you on YouTube, bro? HV Mondek. Send another chat in for $1 and tell me where you actually are so I can find you.
It's very painful, and I just want to defend my countrymen, brave men and women
hurts. I'm sorry.
who are fighting for our freedom. Because, you know, we are a free country. We were free and we remain free. We have chosen to fight because we were brutally attacked by our neighbor, who just came in to torture, to rape, to kill, and we decided that we will not capitulate. We will stand for ourselves. And with the world...
Okay, well, stand by yourselves then. Stand for yourselves, but stand by yourselves. Why the fuck do we gotta get involved? The fuck?
Is watching, and the only thing that we are...
And I know what people are gonna say, well, Myron, they signed the Budapest Agreement back in 1993 with Bill Clinton. Oh, you niggas didn't think I knew about that, did you, huh? Where we promised that we would go ahead and defend them. Well, guess what, bro? Times change, people change, leaders change. Fuck that shit, bro. Fuck that. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. And we've been fucking around and finding out for a long time by expanding NATO. That's the truth.
Asking is to support us that we can end this war. We are capable of doing that. We were so clear.
You can't win the war. Hold on. Can you win this war?
Absolutely.
There's no
if you give us enough of the weapons and supplies, we can. We have gotten into the cursed region. We have gotten into the cursed region because Russia is unable. Because Russia is unable to control their own territory. We were able to do that, and we will continue doing it because we are fighting for our own freedom, for our ability to define our own future.
Then
so
you should be mad at the people that want to push them into NATO.
Question.
Why?
Let me answer to what you have asked me, right?
Go ahead.
You want to hear the answer.
Yeah,
if we are talking about the money, right? So why is it pressure being pushed?
All right, give me 1 sec, guys. I'm gonna check to see if there's actually a fire going on. Give me 1 sec, ninjas. I'll move myself out the way so you guys can watch these niggas keep arguing, because this is kind of entertaining. Give me 1 sec, chat. I'll be right back.
On Ukraine and not on Russian frozen assets. $300 billion right now in Belgium Euroclear. We are happy that Trump confiscates that and uses for whatever he needs. Why it has not been done? Why? If it's all about money. Why? I'm asking you, and we have no good answer to that.
$100. I'm on YouTube.
I actually agree. Those frozen assets should be used. Let me bring in Batty. Be waiting very patiently, Batty. Look, it's a very complex situation, this. You know, when Donald Trump said, I'll get it fixed in 24 hours, I didn't believe him. I don't think he probably believed that either. And I think he's inherited a horrible mess that he wants to try and resolve. Where do you think we are with this, and how achievable do you think it is that Trump gets peace? Actually, it could happen very quickly, it seems to me, if everyone is of the mindset he now thinks they are. Making America healthy again is all the rage at the moment. It might be time for you to take charge of your health, as I'm doing with Jacked Up Fitness. Diet and cardio are not enough. You need to do strength training to build up muscle and bone density while burning fat. The Jacked Up Power Rack Pro is an all-in-one home gym system that gives you a full body workout in your...
Pierce doesn't even lift. Let's move forward. We don't want to hear no goddamn ads. I don't know, bro. I don't see no fires. So we'll see what happens, bro. But,
you know, the voice of Ukrainians who...
Hey, man, if I die, guys, it is what it is, bro. Oh, well.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. This is my home. They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here.
It is what it is.
That we are investigating the alarm on the mezzanine floor. Please listen for further instructions. Investigating the alarm. All attention. Residents, please be advised that we are investigating the alarm on the mezzanine level floor. Please listen further for further instructions.
There's an alarm on one of the floors. I don't know. They're investigating it. Now they're putting that shit in Spanish. Yo, the Mossad is attacking, chat. They shut it down. Shut it down. They heard me talking about this shit. They're like, hell nah. This nigga's cooking. We gotta burn this nigga's building down. Yo. Hey, Frank, okay, all right, bro. All right. He said, fuck it, I ain't going. Yeah, dude, all right. Okay, buddy. We O/squad, man. And Frank said, ain't going nowhere. Frank is right here. He's like, hey, man, I'm sticking by you, nigga. If we get burned, we get burned. He's O/slash till he dies. Right, Frank? O/slash squad? Yeah? Okay. O/slash, all right, man. I appreciate that, buddy. You guys want to say what's up to Frank, by the way, real quick? Frank, say what's up to the people. You don't got nothing to say to them? Just wagging your tail? You're happy? Yeah, he's such a nice dog, man. Like, this guy's, like, too friendly. Look how handsome he is, man. Look how handsome this guy is. He has green, brownish eyes. He's a 100% border collie. Yawning. I love you too, buddy. Just a handsome guy, man. Just a really handsome guy. Hey, don't like the mic, nigga. Okay. All right. Okay. I love you too. Okay, man. All right. And he's smart too, guys. He knows tricks and shit. This guy. Frank, well, I know this might be a little hard for you. Give me a paw. Give me a paw. Oh, well, I'm holding his armpit. Paw, Frank. Paw. There you go. Good. You gave it to me off camera. Paw again. Paw. Frank, give me a paw. All right, man. All right, Ninja. Go down. We gotta keep cooking on here. All right.
Want to be free, who want sovereignty and want autonomy. Unfortunately, you are the much weaker party.
Hey, shout out to you, HV Mondek. I appreciate you. He says I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube, HV Mondek. I got you, HV Mondek. Shout out to you, bro. Another $100 super chat. Love you, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a wrench. Let me find you on here though. Shout out to you guys.
In a conflict with a country that has nuclear weapons and endless cannon fodder. And we as the United States, we can sympathize with what you are going through and also say we have our own national interests which are not aligned with yours. We helped a lot.
Yo, HV Mondek, I need you to comment in the chat, bro, so I can find you. So comment in the chat, because actually I do need more mods, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I do need more mods. I don't have that many on YouTube, and I need some on Rumble as well. So yeah, go ahead, bro. Comment there so I can find you.
We tried our best, and it is now time to bring the bloodshed and the hemorrhaging of U.S. tax dollars, whether it's 150 billion or 300 billion, to a close. And I'll say another thing. Yes, Putin is an autocrat and a dictator and a murderer, and Russia has legitimate security concerns. Those can both be the case. We've gotten into the situation where we cannot admit that Russia is allowed to have any kind of legitimate concerns.
All right, so we got to talk.
End a war if you go into it against such a strong opponent with that point of view. I'll just make a few more quick points. I think from President.
Yo, Truth Teller, I see you in the chat here on YouTube. Are you the Truth Teller from Twitter? I need you to prove it. Send me a DM and tell me that's the Truth Teller from Twitter. DM me on Twitter. That way I know it's the real one.
Trump's point of view, he desperately wants this to end. He sees this correctly as a proxy war that the Ukraine cannot win by itself and cannot even fight without our help. And he doesn't want to be in a proxy war. Pierce, you keep pointing out, Donald Trump hates war. He wants peace. This is laudable and admirable. And
now I want to know if she's willing to end the war in Israel now. Let's see what she's going to say to that.
I think what he sees Zelensky's move as being is 3 times President Zelensky refused this minerals deal, refused to sign it. He keeps asking for the kind of security guarantees that we only give NATO allies. Zelensky is trying to run a circumvention of NATO by creating a mini NATO between the US and Ukraine, and we will not stand for that. We do not want to be in war with Russia because that will be the end of the universe. That will be a nuclear war. And
she's right on this. Now I want to see what her stance is on Israel.
President Trump sees this very clearly. Yes, of course, from a moral point of view, Ukraine are the victims of a heinous, horrific attack on their sovereignty. But how do we end the bloodshed? There is only one way to do it, and it is a negotiated
surrender.
Peace along economic.
But we have given up. We have given up our nuclear weapons to you guys. We have given it up in 1994 for your
sorry, but the
protection.
American people are done funding this war. That is the reality, and you have to accept it.
But we have given the nuclear weapons for your security guarantees. Are those not worth anything? We were supposed to be a nuclear state, and America, United Kingdom, and Russia promised that if we will give up our nuclear weapons, we will be protected. And so...
Yeah, that's from that Budapest agreement I told you guys about before.
Here we are right now at the point when people who offered and promised to do that right now are giving up and...
Yo, I don't see H. von Mondek in the chat, bro. I don't see you at all in here, dude. Like, I don't see you at all in the YouTube chat, bro. I'm looking and I don't see it.
Saying, so sorry that you have done this, so sorry that you're requiring security guarantees that we cannot give you. But this is the one thing that we didn't hear from Donald Trump. How can he make sure that Putin will keep his part of the bargain? We have seen by the fact since 2019.
I do think that is now the crux of this whole debate, which is what are the security guarantees going to be? Zelensky, again, when I interviewed...
Wait, so, bro, your name is not H. von Mondek. It's fucking Markanlava? Marcelenchuka? Is that what it is?
Made it clear that he doesn't expect to be given full membership of NATO. He almost conceded that point. He concedes the point that the...
Also, guys, we're at, we are at, what's it called? 2.3K likes. 2.3K. Let's get to 2,500 ninjas.
The current territorial situation, you know, it is likely we have to freeze things on those lines. He didn't.
Yeah, I know you guys said he did a TTS while I was gone, but I don't see him in the chat. I don't see HV Mondek at all in the YouTube chat. He's not in here.
Want to give up sovereignty, but he was try and get it back politically later. But he accepts that we are where we are with the war. I thought he was very honest in my interview with him. But Rob, you know, let me ask you about this. Part of all this, people are concerned that this is like a reshaping of the whole relationship between America, NATO, and Europe. And it was exacerbated by something that J.D. Vance said in an interview with Sean Hannity. Let's take a look.
If you want to actually ensure that Vladimir Putin does not invade Ukraine again, the very best security guarantee is to give Americans economic upside in the future of Ukraine. That is a way better security guarantee than 20,000 troops from some random country.
Oh, all right. H. von Mondek, I got you. You got the wrench already, bro. You are Marcella on YouTube. All right, got you. You're in. You got a wrench, bro. Welcome to the show and welcome to the mod team. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much for the support. You got a wrench now. We're gonna get back to cooking, even though I might die in this fucking fire here. But you got a wrench, bro. Shout out to you.
That hasn't fought a war in 30
$100. I got the wrench.
Guarantee
Thanks,
and also
brother.
the economic guarantee for Ukraine is to rebuild.
Shout out to you, Marcel, again. Thank you so much, bro. Another $100. I can't hear the TTS for some odd reason. I gotta get with Bills and tell him that I can't hear it. I'm messaging him right now. He said the TTS works. Guys, tell me if the TTS went through. I'm messaging Bills right now about this shit. Give me ones in the chat if the TTS already played. I got the wrench, thanks, brother. Give me a 1 if it already played. You guys heard the TTS? It already played? 1? Give me ones if it played and we're done. All right, cool, it played. All right, I'm messaging Bill about this. We'll get this fixed, chat. All right, so Bill just said, you can't hear, they can't. I can't, but they can. It did, but it was a robot. Yeah, it's supposed to be a robot.
The country and ensure that America has a long-term interest.
You guys said it's my headphones? No, it can't be my headphones. It's something else.
Now, this caused a lot of outcry, not least in the UK, because obviously the two countries
I should be able to stream on TikTok and
indicated
YouTube tomorrow.
Troops are the UK and France.
I'm going to stream on here a little bit.
Someone says smoke in the hallway, chamber of gas. What's the camp again? I see what you did there, Cup of Joe. You guys are funny, bro.
Both of them have been heavily involved in military action with America, certainly within the last 30 years. Iraq, Afghanistan, A lot of outrage in the UK. Graham Stewart, an elected member of Parliament, said, "We have to consider the possibility that President Trump is a Russian asset. If so, Trump's acquisition is the
wanting peace makes you a Russian asset, I guess.
Crowning achievement of Putin's FSB career, and Europe is on its own." So, look, I don't think that is the case at all. However, was it ill-advised of JD?
Okay, Bills said he's gonna fix it, guys. He said he did it on purpose so that I don't get interrupted when I do my monologues, which I understand why he would do that. But that's fine, because I do need to know when it comes in.
Vance, to use that phraseology.
And I think you guys are smart enough, because you guys are higher IQ if you're watching this kind of content. Like, you guys know that if I'm in the middle of a monologue, you're gonna hold off the TTS until after I finish. You guys are higher IQ than that. So I'm not too worried, Bills. Like, we could do it. But yeah, so Bills just told me the reason why he did it that way, guys, so that I don't get distracted if I'm like delivering a monologue. But like I said before, you guys are smart enough where you guys are gonna do it before or after, or maybe a pause in the monologue. You guys will do it. So I'm not too worried about that. Most of y'all niggas are pretty smart in here.
About a random country which hasn't fought for 30 years, given the two countries so far that have said they'll put troops there, both have done so.
I think that the reason that so many people are shocked and outraged and all of this stuff. So I want to tell you, Piers, there's this circle that happens, all right? And we see it over and over again. This is what happens. President Trump actually stands up for America and American interests. If there's President Trump or his Vice President Vance or somebody that is supposed to speak for this country.
You okay?
So they actually stand up to American interests when the rest of the world is used to us being weak and, in Benny's words, basically rolling over. Then there is all of this outrage from the usual suspects. There's outrage from people in these different countries. There's outrage from the people that want things to continue.
Yeah, just, you gotta ignore them. I'm in Alabama. Just a stupid piece of shit says stay here in Alabama, man. They crash out when they see me and see my life and everything. They crash out and they get sad. So it's just rural Alabama stuff, bro. But anyways, who are you?
This mineral deal, and now Zelensky is all ready to sign this deal, right? So we see this over and over again. Piers, a lot of people are going to be shocked. A lot of people are going to be surprised.
Yes.
A lot of people are going to be outraged. This world.
Yes. I live in rural Alabama. Yes. They are. It's just, it is what it is, man. Yes, they are.
Is that we're willing to end the war. And this
yeah,
is
who
how
are
you
you,
tell
though?
If it's a real nigga or not, right? We're willing to end the war for Ukraine, but we're not going to do it for Israel, which is where I always have a disconnect with conservatives, your traditional conservatives. They'll sit there and say, yeah, we need to support Israel. But then they'll say, yeah, but we need to stop funding Ukraine.
Well, I will leave.
And here's the thing. You could even make the argument that Ukraine has more right to fight for their land than Israel has a right to fight for theirs.
Who are you?
You can make that argument. Because most Israelis are Ashkenazi Jews. Where are Ashkenazi Jews from? Ukraine, Poland, Romania. They're basically European Jews. So they don't really have, it's funny because they call it, you know, they call themselves Semites, but technically speaking, they're not really Semites like that. They're Europeans, a lot of them. So you can make the argument that Ukraine is actually fighting for their land,
who's
but the
Cora?
Israelis are not fighting for their land. It's land that they stole. So
who's that?
You can make that argument. And that's what they don't want you to know.
This country, because they need to know.
That's why my building's on fire and they want to kill me.
Know that we are no longer.
Too much noticing, niggas. Too much noticing, bro. They don't want you to know that, though. Do they? That most Israelis are Ashkenazis. And Ashkenazis, by definition, are not from...
You said my friend that plays Fortnite.
What used to be mandatory British Palestine, or Palestine. They're not from there. They emigrated there, and they colonized it.
Who are you?
At least the Ukrainians can say, this is our land. We've always been here. True. But you can't sit there and say, oh, for the Israelis, especially these European Israelis, oh, this is my land. I've been here forever. No, you haven't. And that, my friends, is why this building's on fire. If I die, niggas, oh well. So, let's keep going. Yeah, for those of you guys that are just joining, yeah, there's a fire alarm going on in my building, but we're still streaming. Fuck it.
a country that is just going to roll over for the rest of the planet. We are no longer a country that is just going to send hundreds of billions of dollars to our taxpayer dollars all across the world. It's just not going to happen.
I'm pretty sure that's
you. You're talking to somebody that is a fairly new Republican. You know, Trump 1.0 is what brought me into the fold. So I can understand where a lot of Americans right now are frustrated with this.
A lot of people. All right. So if that's the case, if you're Corey's boyfriend, where does she stay at? You're Nick. Okay, where does she stay? Where? Max is that guy I just banned in my Discord, bro. That guy that was on my speaker. That you heard on the mic, bro. Oh, I'm talking about him. I'm Nick, Texas. Where at in Texas, though? I know. Because you said, can you turn that off? I want to play with your core friend. Yeah. I'm her man friend. You're not Alberto, right?
Past 20, 30, 40 years. I'm somebody that came into the fold back during Trump 1.0 because I knew that there needed to be a change in this country.
Or Albert.
So I am not shocked by these things. I am not surprised by these things. I am delighted by these things because your other guest made a analogy earlier. He said that Trump is taking a sledgehammer to everything. What has been happening?
Yeah, I'm gonna be on Fortnite in a bit though, bro. So if you want to add Dr. Purdy, you can. Not except when I get on. Yeah, but shout out to Cora and Reyna. There you go. No, I haven't played Mobile Rivals, just Fortnite. Not with them. I play Mobile Rivals, yeah. I've played Overwatch 2 with Reyna.
On the second floor, mezzanine level.
Alarm on the second floor.
So I've played Overwatch 2 with Reyna, but mainly just Fortnite with them. Cora, I don't think
Frank,
Cora.
We're not going though, right?
I don't think Cora plays leaving? The other stuff.
We're not leaving, right, Frank?
He said tell you more about him?
Bro, niggas is doing it in Spanish.
No need.
That's funny, bro. Oh, well, we ain't going nowhere, niggas.
Way has provided me more.
I'm not going nowhere, niggas. I told y'all, man.
No, I still think it's you, man. Still think about I'm about to ban you.
The show goes on. It goes on. This is my home. They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here.
They got a fire on the second floor, but we ain't going nowhere, niggas. We're still here. We ain't getting stopped. The great noticing will continue.
There's no need to mention him, bro. Don't mention him. There's no need to even talk about him.
You guys go ahead and carry on the message. All right? But we are not going to fucking get stopped by the Mossad. We're going to keep going. All right? No, I'm not on the second floor, niggas. All right. But if this stream ends, you guys know I didn't do it myself. It just so happens that this occurs on the day when I talk about the great noticing. Of course.
Opportunity than somebody who came where I come from could ever dream of. We are done with this. And it is time for a new America.
Okay, I mean, Mesa, I can see you grimacing as you heard some of that, but the reality is a lot of Americans do share that view now. They do look at the way that NATO is.
All right, let's see here. You guys send me this clip. I gotta see what the hell Hassan said on here. Let's see if he started pushing out.
I support people not getting blown up, bro.
Hold on, chat.
That's what I support.
Blackmail.
Definitely getting blown up for no reason.
Why is there such a strong bond between America and Israel? I've heard.
The great noticing is occurring.
Candace Owens was saying that she thought it was blackmail.
Which we're going to talk about this later. You know what? I'm going to save this for later. I'm going to save this for later as well.
Which funding?
Because I have a whole thing here I have a whole thing ready for you, ninjas, once we get into this topic. Let's go ahead and move it. Because I think this interview dropped today, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, don't forget to follow these 2 accounts, Wiron Gains and the OSS General. Give them follows, guys. Go support them. These are my clip channels. Or my clippers. I don't run those accounts, but they just post clips on there, and I retweet them. Oh, wrong one. My bad.
They look at the disproportionate contribution that America makes. They look at the fact that most of Europe has been way behind on even its basic defense spending. And they think, well, if you're not even prepared to defend yourselves properly or stump up enough for your NATO membership, why should we keep bailing you out? I have a lot of sympathy with that view. What do you think?
I think Europe does need to spend more on its defense. There is some concerns that the Americans have always had that absolutely are justified. However, one of the points your guest made a second ago was that America is done being taken advantage of, and you're going to see a new face to America. What we're effectively seeing is a new policy of isolationism, a policy in Ukraine of surrender, quite frankly, whereby the United States, alongside its European allies, was supporting an innocent country that's...
Yes, isolationism when it comes to war is a good policy. I fucking said it. When it comes to foreign conflicts and war, we should be isolationists. Fuck that. Why the fuck do we gotta fight y'all wars, bro? If we want to go ahead and do trade, that's fine. I don't have a problem with trade. But when it comes to fucking war, no, bro. Yeah, we're gonna be isolationists. Yeah. See, and that's the thing. These liberals try to make being an isolationist a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. It's not a bad thing whatsoever. Isolationism is actually a fucking huge W. But Democrats and liberals always try to make it where isolationism is bad. Look at left-wing media, guys. They always try to frame it in a negative context. Every single time.
Been brutally invaded by another state, and for the minimal amount of investment, not only devastated that strategic enemy's military reserves, and actually they are now much weaker because of this attack on Ukraine, but did it at a very affordable price. There are much greater powers around this world, the rise of China, etc., that will also threaten the...
And of course, they always use China. Whoa, China! This is what these pro-war motherfuckers, by the way, chat, like these Democrats, the people...
Damn, cut the stream. Yeah, the way that cut out, that's just gone. Damn.
Hold on. Can you guys see me? I think we're back. I think we are back. We back? All right. We're back, chat. Bro, what the fuck, man? They're attacking me, man. They're fucking attacking me, bro. These motherfuckers are attacking me, bro. Holy. Niggas want me cooked.
Who's fresh and fit?
Bruh. Come on, man. All right, give me ones in the chat if you guys can all see me, and we're good. Bro, what the fuck, man? They disconnected my chat. Bruh. What the fuck, man?
I believe so, and I think that the...
So annoying. Bro, the great noticing. Bro, niggas got my building on fire. Like, what are the fucking odds, right? That the day I talk about this, there's a fire in my building. My stream goes out, right? Like, what the fuck, man? Niggas want me dead, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro. Yo, hey, guys, if I go missing, you guys know I would never self-delete, all right? You guys know this. I would never self-delete, bro. Niggas are really trying to end me, bro. Building is on fire. I'm getting alarms from the fucking speaker up here. Fucking, the stream is crashing. Shit that never happens, by the way. FYI. I just paid my internet bill. So I know my internet hit fucked up. Literally paid it like 2 days ago. So I was like, bruh, what the fuck is going on, man? I would never self-delete, chat. Frank, they're trying to get us, bro. These niggas are trying to get us, bro. I know, man, it's fucked up. I think they're mad about you throwing the O/ earlier, if I'm being honest. I think they weren't happy about that. Because like, they look at you as like, you know, mustache man. All right, go ahead, play with your little toy. God damn, bro. The niggas are trying to kill us, bro.
In France, Canada, Mexico, that will not only damage America's economy, but much more importantly, its soft power, its ability to exert its influence around the world, which is a major part of how they will counter the rise of countries like China. China, the big part of America, the future of America, is to show the world that liberty, democracy, freedom matter. And that the rise of China and the rise of Russia that want to pollute the world with their autocracy and their evil can be countered by America's history and its solid foundation. So that is something that I think Trump needs to remember, because
this guy wants us to keep going to war for Ukraine, bro. Fucking weirdo. Okay, let me go ahead and read some chats, because I haven't read chats in a bit. Bro, I thought JFK'd your ass for a second time. Bro, I'm telling you, man. I thought so too. Are there any dancing Israelis outside? They might be, bro. Mossad planted a fake Myron. This isn't the real one. No, it really is me, bro. It really is me. Let me go ahead and make sure I didn't miss any of your guys' chats, because they fucking nuked my shit right while I was live. Mossad planted a fake Myron. Yep, we got that one. I'm just making sure I didn't miss any of you guys here. Punisher 541 says, the Sayeret, Madkal, and the Mossad are on your floor, bro. Grab the piece, bro. Take out as many as you can. All right, Punisher, thanks. Run, bros. Them boys, they're on your ass now. I know. Draco Billy says, what do you think of Bruce Rivers, the criminal lawyer, hating on the Tates? He says they're a bad man. P.S. His son just died on drugs. Yeah, no, you know, rest in peace to his son. I actually met his son when they came here and did the show with us. Nice guy, man. Obviously horrible what happened to his son. Why did Andrew Tate not go on FNF? This comes from Dem Boys LLL, the podcast that put him on. Instead, he went on 3 other podcasts. Well, we are going to make something happen for you guys soon. Just stay tuned. Nathan Rod says, W. Myron, nice to meet you in the CC meetup. If TikTok still provides a lot of info on China, which can potentially be one of our biggest enemies, why is China still in charge of it and US didn't buy it? They're right now, they did a deal where someone else is supposed to acquire it. That's kind of the loop that we're in right now. Remember that stream when Nick, Sneeko, and Zerka? I guess Zerka was right about Joe Rogan secretly watching you guys. We need another RP Avenger. Okay, I think I caught on to that. Okay. All right. Castle Club guys, I'm going to try to find your guys' chat here. Every time you say they're attacking me, they're after me, you got to throw in the oy vey. Okay.